Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan chairs the meeting of group of ministers to take stock of COVID-19 situation in the country. Minister of External Affairs Dr. S. Jaishankar, Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat also attend the meeting. Second tranche of Atmanirbhar Bharat package announcements focus on free food grain and affordable rental housing for migrants, concessional credit boost to agriculture and allied sectors, also special credit facility for street vendors, one nation, one ration card to be achieved by 2021. The Prime Minister hails the announcements as progressive measures. "1,000 Shramik trains approved so far to take home the migrant labourers. They have taken home more than 10 lakh passengers since the 1st of May. The BJP hits out at Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh and West Bengal governments for stalling efforts to take migrants home. The railways to issue limited number of waitlisted tickets on special trains commencing the journey from the 22nd of May. RSE tickets will not be issued. IRCTC starts collecting destination address of passengers travelling on special trains to help contact tracing if required. The World Bank approves the US $1 billion support for India's efforts at providing social assistance to the poor and vulnerable amidst COVID-19 pandemic. This takes the total COVID assistance from the bank to US $2 billion and the first phase of the operation to be implemented through PM Garib Kalyan Yojana. India calls upon the G20 countries to ensure access to essential medicines, treatments and vaccines at affordable prices. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal calls for an agreement to enable the use of IPR flexibilities for this purpose. And active cases of COVID-19 in India stand at more than 51,400. Over 27,900 patients are cured and discharged, with 2,649 fatalities. Globally, over 44,44,000 people have been infected, with over 3,02,000 deaths. Namaskar and welcome to the news. I'm Mark Lynn. Let's begin with our top story. The Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan chaired a meeting of the group of ministers at the Health Ministry. Along with other union ministers, they discussed the ways forward amid the COVID situation. The Chief of Defence Staff, General Bipin Rawat, was present. We will update you about the outcomes of this meeting as and when we get that information. The Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced the second tranche of the economic stimulus package. It focuses on migrant workers, street vendors, also small traders and self-employed and small farmers. From subsidized funds to affordable housing, the package ensures that the most vulnerable section of society receives maximum benefits. Around 8 crore migrant workers will be provided with free food grains for migrant workers for the next months.
For those who are non-card holders, meaning they are neither under the National Food Security Act, nor are they holders of any state-level cards, for them, they shall be given 5 kgs per person of wheat or rice, or 1 kg of chana, so that is for per family. And if the person is remaining without card, he can also get it. About 8 crore migrants for whom benefit will reach through this free food grain supply. The central government will take the cost and they will not be charged.
And the Finance Minister also announced that one nation, one ration card will be implemented, which will enable the ration card holder to get ration anywhere in India. It will benefit 67 crore beneficiaries across 23 states. For small businesses, the government will provide 1,500 crore rupees interest subvention for Mudra Shishu loans. And around 50 lakh street vendors will get access to credit of 10,000 rupees each. This will provide liquidity of rupees 5,000 crores. And also a 6,000 crore rupee employment push, which uses the compensatory Afforestation Management and Planning Authority funds, was also announced. An additional emergency working capital of 30,000 crore rupees for farmers through NABARD will also be released. These measures will address grievances of migrant workers as well as boost the economy. The finance minister said that 3 crore farmers have availed concessional loans with the benefit of 3 months of moratorium. And around 2.5 crore farmers will be provided with 2 lakh crore rupees of concessional credit through the Kisan credit cards. The fishermen and animal husbandry farmers will also be included in this drive. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has hailed the announcements by the finance minister as progressive measures. He said in a tweet, the announcements by the FM, Nirmala Sitharaman, will especially benefit our farmers and migrant workers. The announcements include a series of progressive measures and will boost food security, credit to farmers as well as street vendors. Atmanirbhar Bharat package. Hashtag. With the announcement of the Atmanirbhar Bharat package, the news comes as a major relief also for migrant workers who have returned from different regions to their hometowns in Bihar especially. P.K. Agarwal, president of the Bihar Chamber of Commerce and Industry, welcomed the package and said that it will provide a major relief to the state. Let's listen.
उन्होंने वेलकम किया है और उन्होंने सोचा है एमएसएमई के बारे में डिफिनीशन को भी चेंज किया है लोन जो मिलने में सुविधा होती है उसको भी कंसीडर करते हुए उन्होंने कोलाटरल फ्री 3 लाख करोड़ का प्रोविजन किया है बहुत ही अच्छा किया उन्होंने एक मूवमेंट इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन का एमएसएमई का उस पर लोगों ने ध्यान दिया है सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने जो अनाउंस किया है सभी लोग उसके स्वागत में हैं उन्होंने अच्छा किया है इसलिए हम लोग चाहते हैं कि एक्चुअली इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन हो स्टेट का भी हो
उधर राज्य
Also, Ramlal Khaitan, who is the president of the Bihar Industries Association, hailed the package and said that this package is especially for the state like Bihar.
हमको ये घोषणा देख के एक बार ऐसा महसूस होता है कि ये घोषणा बिहार के लिए ही की गई है। ये जो मौका आया है यहाँ बहुत ही बड़े पैमाने पर छोटे मध्यम उद्योग स्थापित कराए जा सकते हैं और उसका सबसे सफलता का कारण ये होगा कि हमारे पास अभी लाखों के संख्या में मजदूर लौट के आए हैं और वो इस महामारी के भय से हमारा अपना सोचना है कि उसमें से 10% से ज्यादा लोग वापस नहीं जाएंगे। तो इस पैकेज के तहत में यहाँ लाखों के संख्या में उद्योग लगाए जा सकते हैं।
The World Bank's Board of Executive Directors today approved $1 billion of accelerating India's COVID-19 social protection response program to support India's efforts to provide social assistance to the poor and vulnerable households severely impacted by COVID-19 pandemic. This takes the total commitment from the World Bank towards emergency COVID-19 response in India to $2 billion. $1 billion support was announced last month towards immediate support to India's health sector. This new support will be funded in 2 phases, an immediate allocation of $750 million for fiscal year 2020 and a $250 million second tranche that will be made available for fiscal year 2021. The first phase of the operation will be implemented countrywide through the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. It will immediately help scale up cash transfers and food benefits using public distribution system and direct benefit transfers. It will provide robust social protection for essential workers involved in COVID-19 relief efforts and benefit vulnerable groups, particularly migrants and informal workers who face high risks of exclusion under the PMGKY. And in the second phase also, the program will deepen the social protection package, whereby additional cash and in-kind benefits as well, based on local needs, will be extended through state governments and portable social protection delivery systems. Under the first phase of the mission Vande Bharat, the flight from Newark in the United States departed for Delhi and Hyderabad. All passengers were screened before checking in. All passengers thanked the Indian consulate for easy evacuation at the time of the crisis, and they expressed gratitude to all the officials who had helped them while they were in the United States.
I'm going for a family emergency, and consulate was really very helpful in accommodating. I couldn't thank them enough to let me go for my family emergency right now.
कोविड-19 के कारण यहाँ पर स्टक हो गए। हमारी कौंसल वालों ने, एम्बेसी वालों ने, विजय जी ने स्पेशली हमारी बहुत मदद की।
What here Indian embassy is doing is an amazing job. Very good evacuation plan. So we are happy for that. Who are having emergency, who are having urgent travel. So they filter the criteria. They were giving the preference for that.
I should say that I'm one of the lucky ones to get on board, and I should really commend the Ministry of External Affairs and Air India for taking this mammoth exercise. It's commendable, and the way they have operated, it's amazing. It's absolutely smooth, no issues at all. I have just cleared my check-in, and I'm ready to go for the security, and just looking forward to going back home. And my sincere, deepest thanks to Ministry of External Affairs.
The Railways Minister Piyush Goyal in a tweet said that under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the Railways Ministry has approved to run 1,000 Shramik special trains to ferry home stranded migrants. Yesterday, 145 trains had ferried migrant laborers in their homes. 75% of the total Shramik trains, special trains, are run for Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Well, the Railways has operated 800 Shramik special trains since May 1, ferrying home about 10 lakh migrant workers who were stranded in various parts of the country due to the coronavirus, which had triggered a lockdown. And in the earlier tweet yesterday, the Railways Minister Piyush Goyal said, with the handiwork of the Railways employees since the 1st of May 2020, the Indian Railways has carried 10 lakhs of Shramiks in 800 trains to their home states. He also praised the railway employees for working with the full devotion in the service of citizens during this crisis. The Dibrugarh-Delhi special passenger train left for New Delhi on Thursday evening with more than 300 passengers on board. The train took off. In fact, it had left Dibrugarh railway station at Banipur this happened at 9:10 p.m. And before boarding the train, the passengers had to undergo thermal screening by doctors. They maintained a proper social distancing. Senior district and police officials, railway officials, as well as medical staff were present at the train station to overlook the proceedings. The Dibrugarh administration, police department and health department have been constantly monitoring the process at Dibrugarh railway station. Earlier on Thursday morning, the Delhi-Dibrugarh special train had arrived at the Dibrugarh railway station with 261 passengers who were later sent for mandatory 14 days of quarantine. And one of the first special trains from Delhi reached its destination Thiruvananthapuram in the morning, and the train had other stoppages at Kozhikode, Ernakulam, and all this in Kerala. 252 passengers had got down at Kozhikode. 6 passengers were admitted to the hospital after screening. Around 411 passengers alighted at Ernakulam, and the remaining 400 passengers deboarded at Thiruvananthapuram. All passengers were screened properly by the medical teams in full PPE kits. Those without symptoms were sent to home quarantine for 14 days in specially arranged transport facilities. The train will leave for Delhi again this evening. In Jammu and Kashmir, the 6th special Shramik train from Delhi carrying nearly 565 stranded people of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir reached Udhampur railway station in the morning today. The passengers, including students and laborers, deboarded the train following Home Ministry guidelines. They moved to an identified holding area before being sent to their home districts in buses. Earlier, 5 Shramik trains from different parts of the country brought stranded residents of the Union Territory, and that had reached Udhampur and Jammu. After thermal screening, the returnees were provided packaged meals and water bottles for the journey to their home districts with police escort. All the returnees shall have to undergo tests for COVID-19 and an administrative quarantine.
हमें ट्रेन में अच्छे से लाया गया है, खाने पीने का भी सब सामान दिया गया है। अभी हमें गांव पहुंचाने के लिए हमारे लिए गाड़ियों की फैसिलिटी की है और हम सरकार से शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहते हैं कि उन्होंने हमें सही सलामत यहाँ पहुंचा दिया अपने गांव तक। खाना दिया, पानी दिया, सब कुछ दिया, जो मतलब आदमी की ज़रूरत के लिए चाहिए होता है वो सब दिया है। किसी चीज़ की कोई दिक्कत नहीं आई हमारे पास। हम नई दिल्ली में फंस गए थे लॉकडाउन की वजह से और गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से हम फ्री में आ गए। हम बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहते हैं।
The BJP spokesperson Sambit Patra at a press meeting via video conference pointed that the opposition-led states are not allowing special Shramik trains to run efficiently. Let's listen to what he said.
आज सबसे अधिक अगर श्रमिक कहीं परेशान है तो वो वेस्ट बंगाल में है, वो झारखंड के हैं, वो छत्तीसगढ़ के और वो राजस्थान के। ये जो श्रमिक इन राज्यों से आते हैं वो सर्वाधिक परेशान है। किसी भी श्रमिक एक्सप्रेस ट्रेन को चलाने के लिए दो जगह से परमिशन लेने पड़ती है। एक जो ओरिजिनेटिंग राज्य होता है और जिस राज्य को ये ट्रेन जाना है, ओरिजिनेटिंग स्टेट्स तो परमिशन दे रहे हैं, किंतु रिसीव करने वाले स्टेट्स, बहुत ऐसे स्टेट्स हैं जिनका मैं उदाहरण दूंगा, अभी संख्या के साथ दूंगा, वो परमिशन नहीं दे रहे हैं और वो राजनीति भी कर रहे हैं।
Attacking the Mamata Banerjee government, Sambit Patra said that the West Bengal government only ran special trains to evacuate people from Ajmer Sharif. Patra questioned that why didn't the Bengal government run special trains from other places.
टीएमसी है वो इसमें भी एक कम्युनल एंगल देख रही है श्रमिकों को लाने में। अजमेर दरगाह से ट्रेन करके वहां से श्रमिकों को ले आती है। जो बंगाल के लोग अजमेर दरगाह में फंसे थे, वहां से तत्कालीन परमिशन देके ट्रेन करके अजमेर दरगाह से लोगों को ले आती है, किंतु बाकी जो बंगाल के लोग अन्य जगहों में फंसे हुए हैं, वहां से एक भी ट्रेन नहीं चलती है।
Well, the government is carrying out evacuation operations from sea routes as well. This is Operation Samudra Setu, and INS Jalashwa has reached Malé once again for a second voyage from Malé to Kochi, and the first batch of passengers boarded the ship to return to their motherland. In the first round, INS Jalashwa evacuated 698 people from the Maldives. The second phase of Vande Bharat mission will begin from May 16 and end on May 22. The government is running several trains to take the migrant workers and laborers trapped in other states of the country to their home states. The Indian Railways has decided to issue waiting list tickets for special trains running from the 22nd of May. The Railways have also fixed the waiting list limit in these trains. The Railways has in fact made a waiting list of 100 tickets for AC 3 tier, 50 for AC 2 tier, 100 for chair car and 20 for first class AC, also 20 for executive class and 200 tickets for sleeper class. And for the journey starting from the 22nd of this month, changes will be made in the tickets booked from the 15th of May. Since the maximum period of reservation for special trains has been kept for 7 days, passengers will be able to book tickets for the waiting list from May 15. There will be no RAC ticket in these trains. Meanwhile, the IRCTC has started taking the destination address of all passengers booking tickets from the 13th of May. This will help the authorities to contact trace if required later. And the Indian Railways has also started parcel booking facility for essential supplies of private companies. Earlier, only public sector companies were using this cargo facility for essential supplies. Now, this provides a big relief for the private companies and businesses because traders also, they can transport their inventories if they need it, and it will help boost the economy, obviously. The Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh today commissioned the Indian Coast Guard ship ICGS Sachet and also 2 interceptor boats, C-450 and C-451, in Goa via video conference from New Delhi. The ICGS Sachet in fact, is the first in a series of 5 offshore patrol vessels, and it has been designed and built indigenously by the Goa Shipyard Limited. It's fitted with state-of-the-art navigation and communication equipment, commending the Indian Coast Guard and GSL as well, the Goa Shipyard, for this initiative of commissioning through digital means. Rajnath Singh said that the commissioning of these ships is an important milestone in India's coastal capability building process. And he also said that despite challenges like COVID-19, it also is a great example of the government's commitment and determination for the safety and security of the country. He further added that the rising power of our Sea Guard, ICG, and Indian shipbuilding industry is a matter of pride for the country. Commissioning of 3 ICG ships was a landmark occasion, as it is the first time in the annals of Indian maritime history that an ICG ship is commissioned through digital medium.
इन शिप्स की कमीशनिंग भारत की कोस्टल कैपेबिलिटी बिल्डिंग प्रोसेस में एक इम्पॉर्टेंट माइलस्टोन है। साथ ही यह कोविड-19 जैसी चुनौतियों के बावजूद देश की सेफ्टी और सिक्योरिटी के लिए हमारे कमिटमेंट और एक दृढ़ संकल्प का भी बहुत बड़ा उदाहरण है। हमारे समुद्र के प्रहरी, इंडियन कोस्ट गार्ड और इंडियन शिप बिल्डिंग इंडस्ट्री की बढ़ती शक्ति देश के लिए निश्चित रूप से एक गौरव का विषय है। मैं आश्वस्त हूं कि आज से शामिल किए जा रहे कोस्ट गार्ड शिप्स उनकी ताकत बढ़ाएंगे तथा मैरीटाइम टेररिज्म, ड्रग ट्रैफिकिंग, स्मगलिंग, मैरीटाइम लॉ इन्फोर्समेंट और संकटग्रस्त मैरिनर्स के सर्च और रेस्क्यू संबंधी चैलेंजेस का सामना करने में निश्चित रूप से सहायक सिद्ध होंगे।
Well, you can watch an exclusive DD dialogue with the Director General of the Armed Forces Medical Services, Lieutenant General Anup Banerjee. It'll happen at 6:30 p.m. today on DD News, and tonight at 8 p.m. on DD India. The DG of AFMS has talked exclusively to DD Dialogue, and he discloses that at least 50 research projects are underway by the AFMS to strengthen insights into COVID-19. Watch this exclusive conversation. Here's a brief snippet of it, and we leave you with that